First of all, we'll start with vitamin K antagonist. Okay. So in vitamin K antagonists or the medicines which are obstructing or which are not allowing blood clot, which are not allowing the vitamin K action to start, these injections are the very common injections is dicumarol and warfarin injection. Okay, so they are the important two medicines in vitamin K antagonist are dicumarol and the other is warfarin injection. Okay, so they inhibit the coagulation. They do not allow the blood clot to happen. It acts through the antagonism of the action of vitamin K. So it does not allow the blood to occur, and it's how it does not allow the blood to occur, or it does not allow the or it destroys the blood clot. It is by stopping the action of विटामिन के. ठीक है, तो यहाँ पे जो विटामिन के का एक्शन है वो स्टॉप्ड हो जाते हैं, तो उसकी वजह से ब्लड क्लॉट नहीं हो रहा. ठीक है, so the medicines that we can give for this action is we can give injection warfarin or we can give injection dicumarol. So these are very competitive inhibitor of epoxide reductase. ठीक है, and it prevents the recycling of vitamin K, inhibiting two important reaction, and these drugs they create vitamin K deficiency. So in the presence of warfarin, so in vitamin K antagonist, the most common medicine that we use is injection warfarin. I don't know if you must have heard in the ward, they must have used in the wards also. Okay, so injection warfarin sodium. Okay, it comes in tablet form or it comes in injection. Okay, so the dose is 1 mg. Okay, so in the presence of warfarin, the injection, the vitamin K epoxide, okay, it cannot be reduced. They are accumulated and they're excreted. So यहाँ पे the injection warfarin, ये क्या करते हैं? They do not allow the vitamin K epoxide to increase. ठीक है? They do not allow this vitamin K epoxide to be active. ठीक है? So what happen is they are not increasing or they're not being active, and उसका जो कंटेंट है वो डिक्रीज हो जाते हैं and they are accumulated and they are excreted from their body. Okay, so um, this is the basically the action of injection warfarin, which is a very common medicine of vitamin K antagonist. Okay. Uh, till now, can you see the screen or it's not showing? It's showing or not showing? Students?
मैम नहीं हो रहा शो.
नहीं हो रहा है. Okay, then it's fine. I will just send this PowerPoint in the group after this class. Okay, so you will have a look at the PowerPoint, and if you have any doubts, you can let me know. Okay, I have another class with you also on Saturday. And so before we start with the class, any doubts you have with this topic for today, you can ask me in that day. Okay. Okay, so now coming to okay, so now coming to the most important, that is I've told you injection warfarin. Okay, injection warfarin, it is a vitamin K antagonist. Okay, so okay, so injection vitamin. You can hear me?
Yes ma'am.
Okay. So what is injection warfarin, or what is the definition of this injection? Okay, injection warfarin, it can come in oral form, okay, and or it can come in IV form also. Okay, so it is a blood thinner. okay, the other name of injection warfarin is also called as blood thinner. It is widely used to control and prevent the formation of blood clot uh, in patients suffering from heart attack, patients suffering from stroke, and blood clot in the veins and arteries. So patients who have blood clot in their veins, or blood clot in their arteries, or blood clot in case of uh, in case of heart attack, where there can be blood clot in the coronary arteries, or in case of stroke. Okay, so in such cases we can give injection warfarin. ठीक है, ये warfarin क्या करते हैं? It will not allow the blood to clot, and it will try to whatever blood clot is present in the arteries or in the veins, it will try to destroy it. Okay, so it is a very important anticoagulant medicine, and its other name is called as blood thinner. Then coming to the mechanism of action of injection warfarin. Warfarin acts by antagonizing the anti-hemorrhagic effect of vitamin K. So warfarin, it is just the opposite of vitamin K action. Okay, it does not allow the vitamin K to be active. Okay, and it inhibits the hepatic synthesis of vitamin K dependent coagulation factors, factor number 2, factor number 7, factor number 9, and factor number 10. Okay, so this warfarin injection, warfarin medicine also, it does not allow the factors 2, 7, 9, and 10 to be active. Okay, we know that there are many factors. There are 13 factors which are responsible for clotting of blood. Okay, so this warfarin, it is mainly responsible for not allowing factors. Hello, students, can you hear?
Yes, ma'am.
ठीक है. Okay, so that was the mechanism of action. What is the dose of warfarin? Okay, per orally we can give 2 to 5 mg per day. Okay, we can adjust it according to the patient's according to the patient's PT-INR test. Okay, the prothrombin time test. Okay, depending upon that, the doctor will will try to adjust how much we should give the dose to the patient. Okay, but basically we can give 2 to 5 mg per day in one day. Okay, and the maintenance dose, it can be 2 to 10 mg per day. Okay, the IV dosage would be the same as those with orally. So the IV dose also will be 2 to 5 mg per day. Okay, so warfarin comes in two form. It comes in oral form in the form of tablet, and it can come in the form of IV injection. Okay, and if you are giving IV injection, we have to give it very, very slow. Okay, slow injection has to be given to the patient. Okay, if you are giving IV injection. So this was the dose. Then coming to the side effects of warfarin injection. Okay, number one, in relating with the hematologic system or relating with the blood. Okay, patient can have hemoptysis, that is bleeding from the bleeding while vomiting. Then number two, patient can have bruising or any injury in their body. Patient can have epistaxis, that is bleeding from the nose. Patient can have bleeding gums. Okay, their gums can be bleeding from the sides of the teeth. Then hematuria, that is blood in the urine, or patient can have melena, that is blood in the stool. Okay, so because we know that injection warfarin, what does it do? It tries to destroy the blood clot. So what happens is, if you're giving too much of injection warfarin, there will be excessive bleeding. Okay, hemorrhage. So patient can start bleeding from the body. So that is the side effect. Number 2, relating with the cardiovascular system, patient can have hypotension, patient can have fainting episode, ठीक है, ऐसे चक्कर शुरू हो जाते हैं. Then patient can have vasculitis. Then relating with the central nervous system, patient can have dizziness, fatigue, headache, and lethargy. Okay, so the sign and symptoms of injection warfarin also is based on the system wise. ठीक है, relating with the heart, relating with the brain, the brain and spinal cord, relating with the liver, and the other is miscellaneous. So if we are relating with the liver, patient can have increased in liver enzymes, patient can have infection in the liver, that is hepatitis, and also jaundice. Okay, and relating with the others, patient can have reactions on their body. Okay, hypersensitivity reactions on their body can take place, like पूरा body में rashes शुरू हो सकता है, or there can be redness all over their body. Okay, patient can have swelling, patient can have itching. Okay, so uh, apart from this, patient can have osteoporosis, patient can have pain in their chest area, okay, fever, okay, and purple toe syndrome, where their toes can become purple in color. Okay, so these are the side effects of injection warfarin. Okay, so is this clear about injection warfarin? Anybody has any doubts?
No, ma'am.
No, ma'am.
Okay. So, okay, so that was about injection warfarin, which is a vitamin K antagonist. Okay, so the second classification I have completed. So now coming to the third classification of anticoagulant, that is direct thrombin inhibitors, or DTI. Okay, direct thrombin inhibitor. These are the medicines or agents that obstructs or that does not allow the thrombin to be formed. Okay, we know thrombin is a very important element for clotting of blood, for the blood to clot. Okay, so there are some medicines that does not allow the thrombin to be active. It does not want the thrombin to be produced. ठीक है, तो ये जो medicines है, these are called as direct thrombin inhibitors. Okay, so there is a medicine which we call it as HIRUDIN. Hirudin, it is the first anticoagulant medicine which is a direct thrombin inhibitor. ठीक है, ये इसकी कैटेगरी में आते हैं. So under direct thrombin inhibitor also there is a medicine, we call it as dabigatran. Okay, dabigatran, it was the first new oral anticoagulant. Okay, oral, this is an oral form. Okay, Hirudin was the first anticoagulant which is an IV form, okay, by giving through the veins. But dabigatran was the first oral form, okay, in the form of tablet, okay, so there are so many medicines in direct thrombin inhibitors. These are Hirudin, which is IV form. Then there is lepirudin, which is also an IV form. Then there is argatroban, which is also IV form. Bivaludin, this is also IV form. Desirudin, this is we can give IV or we can give subcutaneous. And there is dabigatran, which is oral form, in the form of tablet or in the form of capsule. Okay, so these are some of the medicines of which are under the category of direct thrombin inhibitor. So direct thrombin inhibitors, these are just almost similar to heparin injection. Okay, their actions are almost similar to injection heparin, where they do not allow the third factor to be active and they do not allow the thrombin to be produced. Okay, so their action is almost similar to the heparin. Okay, so the therapeutic use of direct thrombin inhibitor are it prevents the blood formation, it prevents the blood clot formation. Okay, and it facilitates the action of antithrombin. Okay, so it does not allow the thrombin to be produced, it does not allow the thrombin to be active. Then it prevents the conversion of fibrinogen to fibrin. It prevents the activation of factor 13A. Okay, so 13A is the last factor which is responsible for clotting of blood. So this direct thrombin inhibitor is का 3 mechanism of action है. Number 1, it does not allow the antithrombin to be active. Oh, sorry, it allows the antithrombin to be highly active. Okay, number 2, it does not allow fibrinogen to be converted to fibrin. Third action is it does not allow the factor 13A to be active. Okay, so these are the 3 mechanisms of action of direct thrombin inhibitors. Then the side effects of direct thrombin inhibitors or DTI, patient can have back pain, patient can have nausea, patient can have headache. Okay, so that was about direct thrombin inhibitors. Okay, so there are 4 important medicine in direct thrombin inhibitors. Number 1, it is bivalirudin. Number 2, it is lepirudin. Number 3 is argatroban, which is an oral form. And number 4, it is desirudin. So these are the 4 medicines which are under the category of direct thrombin inhibitors. And these are very common medicines which we can give if patient is having any blood clot in their veins, in their arteries, or patient suffering from heart attack or patient suffering from stroke. Okay, so this was about direct thrombin inhibitors. Okay, so is this clear? Anybody has any doubts with direct thrombin inhibitors? Hello, students. Students, can you hear? Hello, students. Nobody is replying, so I will put everyone absent. Hello, students, can you hear my voice? Audible hai? Ujala, Priyanka, Vidhi.
मैम वॉइस ब्रेक हो रही है.
Can you hear me now? अभी ठीक है? Everyone mute your mic. Okay, can you hear me now? अब ठीक है?
Yes, ma'am.
Ma'am.
Okay. So I think you can see the PowerPoint in your screen now.
Yes, ma'am.
ठीक है.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so first I taught you about vitamin K antagonist. Okay, so under this category there are two important medicine, that is disomerol and warfarin. Okay, then I have explained about warfarin because warfarin is the most common medicine we are using in the hospital if patient is having any stroke, if patient is having any heart attack, or patient is having any deep vein thrombosis. Then this is the mechanism. The dosage of warfarin is 2 to 5 mg per day. Initially, this is the starting dose. We can give orally or we can give IV form also. Then these are the side effects of injection warfarin. Okay. Now coming to the third type, that is the direct thrombin inhibitors. Okay, so Hirudin was the first anticoagulant which is IV form, and dabigatran was the first medicine in oral form. Okay, so these are the direct thrombin inhibitors. So these are some of the medicines under this category of DTI. Then direct thrombin inhibitors, they are just similar to heparin injection, their mechanism of action. Okay, so there are three mechanism of action. Number one, it facilitates the action, or it helps or it supports the action of antithrombin. Okay, that is just opposite of the thrombin. Okay, then number two, it prevents the conversion of fibrinogen to fibrin. It does not allow fibrinogen to be converted to fibrin, and we know fibrin is very important in clotting of blood. Okay, number three, it prevents the activation of factor 13A. So it does not allow 13 factor to be activated. And factor 13 is also an important element in clotting of blood. Then the side effects are backache, headache, nausea, vomiting. Okay. Then coming to the last, this is the fourth category of anticoagulant. This is factor 10A inhibitors. Okay, so these are some of the medicines that are just obstructing or does not allow the factor 10 to be activated. Okay, we know that in order to for the blood to be clotted, for the blood to clot, all the factors should be activated, है ना? Factor number 1 to factor number 13. ठीक है, ये सारा factors activate होना चाहिए. फिर उसके बाद the blood will start clotting. Okay, so there is an important factor, that is factor 10. Okay, so these medicines, okay, factor 10A inhibitors, these are some agents that will not allow factor 10 to be active. So factor 10 inhibitors are a type of anticoagulant that work by selectively and reversibly blocking the activity of factor 10A. So remember factor 10A inhibitors, by the word only you will remember factor 10A. Okay, so these medicines, they will not allow factor 10A to be activated. Okay, so factor 10A is generated, we know factor 10A is generated by both pathways, intrinsic and also extrinsic pathway. And it is very important factor because it is responsible for activating prothrombin to thrombin. Okay, so this factor 10A is very important because it is responsible for thrombin to be produced from prothrombin. Okay, so we need to stop the action of this conversion. Okay, so we can give factor 10A inhibitors. So there are three medicines, that is rivaroxaban and apixaban, and there is edoxaban. Okay, so these are some of the medicines under factor 10A inhibitors. Then the dose of rivaroxaban, okay, the dose is 20 mg, therapeutically 20 mg once daily, prophylactic dose 10 mg once daily. Okay, no specific dose adjusted, advice and moderate renal function impairment, and it should be used with caution. So patients with renal failure or any kidney disease condition, we have to be very cautious when we are giving the medicine. Okay, it is contraindicated in severe renal impairment, in chronic renal failure. Okay, renal failure, acute renal failure or chronic renal failure. So we should be very careful when we are giving to these patients. Okay, and no dose adjustment is required for the body weight. Okay. So as you can see here, okay, the side effects of injection or tablet rivaroxaban. Okay, so it treats and prevents the blood clot, which lowers the risk of stroke, deep vein thrombosis, pulmonary embolism, and similar condition. Okay, so these are the indication. Okay, when do we give this rivaroxaban? We can give in stroke. We can give when patient is having deep vein thrombosis, patient is having pulmonary embolism, and other condition. And this medicine is a blood thinner. So you can see the tablet. You can see the pink color tablet. Okay, there is a mark here that is 10A. Can anyone? I think everyone can see the screen now.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So this the brand name is Xarelto. Okay, Xarelto is the brand name and the chemical name is, or the generic name is rivaroxaban. Okay, so it is used to prevent or treat a type of blood clot which we call it as DVT or deep vein thrombosis, when there is a blood clot in the deep veins. Okay, this can lead to blood clot in the lungs. DVT can occur after certain type of surgery. So after surgical management, some patients can have blood clot in their veins, in the deep veins. So in such condition, we can give this tablet. Okay, and Xarelto is also used in people with atrial fibrillation, which is an abnormal heart rhythm, and it also used for purposes not listed in the medication guide. Okay, so these are some of the indications of this tablet, Xarelto or tablet rivaroxaban. Okay, so is this clear regarding the factor 10A inhibitors? Anybody has any doubts?
No, ma'am.